for the sake of financially getting our shit together, which is what this channel is all about, we really needed to sacrifice that space that we'd created for ourselves and go back to a lower cost of living situation. The biggest takeaway for this video is if you are watching this and you need the encouragement to make a really big transition, a really big life shift, I want to be that motivation for you to just say that you can do it. It's awful. I don't think I've cried like leaving a group of people, even when we were leaving my hometown. Maybe because those friends I'd known for a long time, I knew that they'd stay in my life or they were family, but we left some really incredible people and just a beautiful space up there that we created ourselves. And I think the biggest part is that we as a partnership, we just grew so close, relying on each other, moving out there and really only knowing each other. Leaving that behind was really difficult. So if you're making a difficult decision to move across the country or a city away or just somewhere that's not ideal to better your finances and to create a different life for yourself in the future, I just want you to know that you can do it. I'm doing it. It's hard, but if it really is going to make a difference for you, then it's going to be worth it. Hello, my name is Kit and thank you for watching. Welcome to my channel. If you haven't watched any of my videos before, I talk about personal finance and most notably my story just from negative $50,000 in debt as of last year on my way to building financial independence with my partner. All right, this makeshift setup is gonna work. Originally, this video was gonna be about getting pregnant while paying off debt, or what Dave Ramsey calls baby step number 2. But here I am in, where are we? We're in Kansas, not Topeka, we're in Lawrence. We're staying at a KOA in Lawrence, Kansas. Here we are in our little cabin, and more relevant this week would be to talk about how we are traveling 24,000 miles across the country to move from our high cost of living area to a low cost of living place. And so I'm just gonna explain today kind of why we're doing that, and then offer some encouragement to those out there that need the encouragement to leave their community, their place that they love, in order to get ahead and really strive for their financial goals. To catch you up to speed, our current financial situation is that we've combined our incomes as of April 2023. We have paid off all of our credit cards doing Dave Ramsey's kind of baby step number 2, and we've moved on to debt avalanche instead of snowball method. And we have 3 debts left. We have a car payment, and each of us have student loans, which we'll kind of save for later because the interest rate is lower. Our goal this next year is to pay off that car loan and then slowly start chunking away at our student loans as well. Basically, the reason for the move is we wanted to create more space in between our expenses and our income so that we could, one, have more time because we are expecting a baby. So we want to spend more time with our family, which is really important to us. And then we also just want to have more money to throw at our debt. So we just wanted to create that space so that any excess can go to paying for our debt instead of just paying for our cost of living. Historically, just this past year, we've made a really intentional move to cut down on things like subscriptions, eating out, buying clothes, entertainment, and just anything unneeded. But the main 3 things that really get people hung up and living above their means would be food, housing, and transportation. And so food we really couldn't budge on. We're doing pretty well on, we definitely cleaned it up on just going and eating out, but we like to eat well, organic, fresh foods. And we eat a lot because we're pretty active people. But then transportation, I paid off my car and sold it this year, so definitely doing better on that. Working on paying off our car note as well so that we can lower that transportation expense. And then the last one was housing. And this one we just could not beat without moving. So if you know absolutely nothing about Montana, this may shock you to know, but we lived in Bozeman, Montana, and the median housing cost if you were going to buy a home is $800,000. When we lived there, it was higher than that. I think the market has gone down a bit, but if you are going through downtown Bozeman or even outskirts of Bozeman and you are looking at properties, the cutest, smallest homes are anywhere else you'd guess, $500,000 maybe. I know the housing market's kind of crazy everywhere. They are over $1 million for small homes that were built in like 1950. Absolutely insane. We hadn't bought a home, we were renting. Our current apartment, or the one that we left just 2 days ago, was a 1-1 apartment. It was about 600 square feet, and then we also had a garage. And we paid $1,900 a month, $1,900 for a 1-1 apartment and a garage. It was small, but it was all we needed. And that's a lot of money. And it's also just important to note that that is the cheapest one that we could find. So cost of living in Bozeman, Montana is really expensive. And thankfully with this, things like minimum wage have increased. So if you drive around town, you can see like Wendy's, Taco Bell, they're hiring at $20 an hour, $22 an hour for management. So thankfully wages are increasing, but after taxes, you know, take home pay, of course, it hasn't caught up with the cost of living there. So this left us to search for other options, and the best one we could come up with was to move across the country to our hometown, which is Orlando, Florida. Cost of living is cheaper, and then not only that, with the baby on the way, we had a family member with a home who offered to have us live there for utilities and the cost of the property taxes, and then some TLC as well. So we're on our way there now with about 1,100 miles behind us and about 1,300 more to go. We bought an $800 like 6x8 utility trailer, not even closed off. We sold $2,000 worth of our things. We sold our car. If you want to watch that video, it's in the How I Made 10 Grand on Facebook Marketplace. We pared down everything that we own. So we sold absolutely everything. We packed it in the utility trailer. We put Big in the car. He's pissed about it. And we hit the road. We canceled our lease. That is what we're doing. We're just driving across the country with absolutely bare minimum of what we own. Like, we thought we pared down everything. I got rid of my plants, my beloved plants, for the second time. Even when we were like down to the nitty gritty, trying to pack the trailer, trying to pack the car, there were things that I still wanted to take. And it was like, well, it doesn't fit. So like the decision is over with. Like, it has to be donated today. So that is how we did it. Instead of paying $1,900 a month, our new housing budget is $500 a month, and that is huge for us. We are so sad to leave our friends and wide open spaces and just beautiful nature. So stunning that it hurts your eyes when you climb the peak and look at the horizon. It's absolutely insane. Like, we really loved Montana for the recreation and for the community that we surrounded ourselves with. But for the sake of financially getting our shit together, which is what this channel is all about, we really needed to sacrifice that space that we'd created for ourselves and go back to a lower cost of living situation. From $1,900 to $500 a month, housing budget will decrease about 75%. And this is life-changing for somebody who's about to stay home with a brand new baby, who doesn't have maternity leave, without the stress of having to go back to work, for me and for Brad. And the big thing is, when we're both ready to go back to work, we'll just have that flexibility and that freedom to put that extra money towards our debts when the time comes. I hope that this big move can help you focus, just like I'm focusing on living life to the fullest and just sacrificing in the short term for the long-term gain of living the life that you've always dreamed of. Who knew that it would take such freaking hard work and sacrifice in the short term, but being smart, counting every penny, making that time count in the short term, reducing your expenses, especially in the big three of housing and transportation and food, is just gonna free up so much money, which translates directly into time. If you haven't read Your Money or Your Life, that's a must read for this kind of concept. And you're gonna be great. You're gonna have exactly what you want because you're focused and you're goal driven. So I'm proud of you. Please keep up the good work. Goodbye, wish us luck. We have a good haul, probably 2 more days on the road. Please keep us in your minds, and I'm thinking of you guys, the ones out there who are striving to make a difference for yourselves. If you haven't already and you like this type of content, looking for encouragement, or just like to listen to other people's stories like I did, I found it so motivating to listen to other people's stories who are also paying off debt, going through struggles, and massive life changes. If you're having a baby and paying off debt, follow me, because I'll continue to talk about it every week and just hopefully bring some light and some perspective to the space of personal finance as we go along. Thank you so much, and I will see you in the next video.